Kia ora koutou. Tough one today. I took 3 trades and ended the day red, down 46.39 total. Some hesitation, a revenge trade, and a fat finger buy. It just wasn't a clean day. Let's break it down. So I traded EHGO. Actually, if I look at the chart first, this popped up. Well, it was sort of within my price range. BAOS was doing a massive move and was a little bit high for me, and I didn't want to trade that. So EHGO was sort of down the list on the scanner, better price range for me, and was sort of around VWAP. So I was watching it from around here as it was dipping below VWAP and then coming up, breaking up through it. So I actually was looking at taking an entry off the VWAP, but I kind of missed my entry, and then yeah, I didn't quite time it right. So I'll bring up the video anyway. So this is the entry. I'm ready here with my I've put a buy in at around 139 to buy if it comes back and retests the VWAP. So I haven't placed the order yet. It's there ready to be placed. I just need to push the buy button. It dips down for a second here, but it's already up at 148 for 149. So it was really quick dip down to where I was going to buy in at 139, and I missed it. If I'd placed the order prior, I might have got filled on that dip, and then I'd be in the trade now. But I didn't. And then as it came up here to 146, it sort of had some resistance there, and it sort of, yeah, I think it sort of pulled back on the next candle and had some resistance around 146, 145. So I wasn't sure about getting in here. These sort of topping candles here, I wasn't sure. And I don't think the volume had really come in yet. There was lighter green candles and the red candles kind of a larger volume. So I wasn't too positive on getting in on this trade now. And at the moment it's struggling to get over 146, 145. There's definitely some resistance here on this pivot point. And eventually, if I speed it up a bit, it breaks. Oops, wrong button. So it comes up here, and yeah, it's not looking great at the moment. And it breaks there. So this is where it breaks, and this is possibly where I could have been in. So I put I'll place an order there on the ask, but I don't push buy at 147. And then it pushes up to 152. And I'm still hesitating, pushing the buy. And now I took the order off the ask, and I'm not sure why. I don't think I was too confident in getting in, but now it's sort of broken up to 160 and coming into this pivot point and resistance here. So this is another opportunity to get in again on this stock, which I don't take. Well, one, because I don't know if it's going to break this or not. It hasn't broken yet. But, you know, it's the cheapest stock. How far is it really going to push? So really I need to start, you know, getting in here. And there's higher sellers on there. There was a you know, order there for 2,200, I think it was. But yeah, sort of some orders stacked on the ask. So this candle ends up being a doji and a higher volume candle as well. So the volume has come in here, but it still hasn't actually pushed higher. It's really an indecisive candle, that one. But the next one's not. The next candle breaks that point there and breaks over that previous pivot, previous high, and then it pushes up to 185. So now I've missed the boat really. I've missed the entry here, and I've missed the entry as it broke through here, and the really aggressive entry off the VWAP, either here as it broke or as it dipped and retested VWAP. I missed all those entries. So now it's really the entries off the first pullback, which I'm looking at lining up now. And looking at the level 2 over here, I was just seeing if it was going to pull back or not. And then it starts pulling back down to 170, 169, 168. And I saw it was sort of holding around 168, 167. So I put an order in at 168, seeing if it will fill and then push higher. So I've actually placed that order that's sitting on the level 2 there, and I got filled, 168, dips down to 166, and then comes back up, pushes past 168, and now I'm in profit. I'm at 176, 178, 179 there for a bit. I should be taking the profit off the table, and there's a bit of red coming in, and it pushes up to 178 again, but I should be getting out because now it's dipped, and just like that it's right back down to 167, 168, and I've missed my opportunity to sell up here. So that moment of hesitation not to sell, you know, looking for it to push higher to 185, I missed that opportunity to get out with a profit. And now that it's dipped down and it's broken down below that previous level there, that candle, I should be selling, getting out of it. I should have gotten out as it came back down to here. Was that 160? Should be, you know, I should be exiting. And even though it's pushing back up, 162, 160, I should be getting out. So it's $6 loss. That's, you know, nothing. But looking at how it's broken down, you know, there's a good, that suggests that it's not going to come back up really. So, and now the second candle is making a leg lower, it's broken a little bit lower as well. It's not looking good. And I'm just going to speed it up now. It does push back up here, and you know, that was another opportunity to get out, break even, or even with like $1 profit, you know, and I'm not taking it. I'm looking for that push back up here. It's just not coming. And see, there's some bigger orders on the ask, and I'm ignoring that. Which is not good. I shouldn't be ignoring that. You know, I should be going, oh, you know, there's a bit of selling pressure coming in here. I should be getting out. But I don't. I keep holding. And, you know, it dips down again, and then finally I took an exit at 157. Exit at 157. Entry at 168. So a, what's that? Yeah, a loss of $12.76 with 116 shares. So, you know, it could have been much less. Like, it's not a massive loss, and it's still within, you know, the boundaries of my rules. It's around, you know, 10 cents to stop out. But, you know, once it broke down through that candle, that previous candle, the low of that previous candle, that was really when I should be getting out, not waiting until it goes further to 10 cents or that sort of thing. It should be, I should be getting out when it breaks below, you know, pivot or the bottom of the candle. So manageable still, but, you know, could do better. Also could have gotten out up here when it wasn't breaking. You know, it wasn't breaking over 180. There was obviously a wall there, and it was struggling to get through that. I should have sold, and I would have been up $10, and that would have been fine. Anyway, the next trade I took was on EHGO as well, and unfortunately this was a second loss, and I'll just fast forward here. So basically I'd sold here, and it had held off the 20 EMA. So I thought I would buy at the 20 EMA because it was holding there. But obviously this is now trending this way, down, and I buy in here at there, and it dips below the 20 EMA. So as soon as it did that, I should have gotten out. That was a definite exit. It hadn't held, and possibly, you know, if it bought back up, then straight away, then maybe it would have been a hold, but it's not. It's pushing back down to the VWAP. And then I was holding because I thought, well, maybe it'll bounce off the VWAP and, you know, I'll be fine. And it'll push back up here to 175, somewhere around there. I could take an exit. But let's speed this up. It doesn't. It does rally, but I'm in too high. I'm in at 156 with 115 shares, whereas I could have been in here, down here at 151, 150, and it pushes to, what does it push to? Yeah, so it comes up to 156, 158, and I can't remember if it broke 160 or not actually. Yeah, so it's really struggling to break over 156. I think it does briefly get up to 170. So really I should be getting out, like, you know, 156, 150, you know, another $6 loss. But yeah, not that bad, but I don't, I hold it. You know, this trade's not working at all. The volume's light, and, you know, these are indicators that I should be getting out. It's not working. You know, that first green candle there, it didn't push back up above my entry. It didn't push back above the 20 EMA, and, you know, it's lighter volume. And then the second green candle is even worse for volume, and, you know, it did break up there through the 9 and the 20, but didn't hold. It sold straight back down. So, you know, that should have been an exit, and then a wait to see what it does, and if it, you know, broke higher and made new highs, then maybe a new trade. But it didn't. It broke back down and broke through the VWAP pretty much straight away. So yeah, and I'm still not selling. You know, it's broken through VWAP. It's, you know, I should be getting out. This is, you know, really a trade that I shouldn't have taken, because I had made a loss on my first trade. I was a bit annoyed at myself because I didn't take the profit, and I'm jumping back in looking for it to push back up, but it's not actually a decent trade. It's a, you know, the trade hasn't worked straight away. It hasn't done what I was expecting it or wanting it to do. You know, I was wanting it to hold again and push back up here. It didn't do that. It broke down straight away, so I should have been out, stopped out with, you know, a very small loss. And now, because I'm a little bit triggered from my first trade, and now that this trade's not working, I'm holding and hoping that it'll push back up. And, you know, it's not. Well, it is at the moment, but it's not breaking back up through VWAP at the moment. It's looking pretty weak. And it shows that by dropping even further. And now I'm like, oh, I really should sell this. And it's pushing back up to 140, and I'm still not selling. Like here I should be selling, but I'm still hoping that it will push higher, that it'll push back over VWAP. But, you know, this is a problem that I have recurring, is that when I, you know, am in the red or in the thing, I get in these trades where they don't work straight away, and I'm not cutting them straight away. I'm holding them, hoping that they'll push back up. Whereas if I can cut this up here at $6, you know, I possibly could be looking at getting back in when it's showing strength and volume again, and recovering that loss, or not trading it at all, because this is not really trade worthy at the moment. It's really not. It's, you know, volume's gone out of the stock. It's struggling to push up over VWAP, or it's struggling to push up to make new highs. Sort of grinding up here, but, you know, one quick red candle and it's all over, which is, I think, pretty much what happens. So I'll speed this up a bit more. But yeah, it's, you know, it hasn't been able to break VWAP, it's pulling back again, and I'm still not selling. And yeah, I sell there, eventually capitulating to it obviously not working, no volume in it anymore, and it's just going to pull back and pull down. It's not going to rally back up. So those two trades, the first one was actually okay, I just didn't take the exit. The entry and idea was okay on the first pullback. It pulled back. I, you know, got a good entry there at 168. Just, I didn't read it well. When it got up to 178, 179, and it wasn't able to break that, I should have gotten out. Taking my profit off the table there, and, you know, or even if I hadn't, when it came back down here, gotten out straight away, and, you know, then it would have been, you know, a minimal loss. But the second trade was just really not a good trade at all. It was really, I'm annoyed, and I'm trying to make back the money I lost on the stock in the previous trade by, you know, trying to get in here where I thought there was support, and getting, you know, trying to get 10 cents out of it or something to get some of the loss back, which is not good, and that is something that you shouldn't do at all. And then the last trade was on BON. Actually, I'll just see if I can fast forward through to. Yeah, here. So I saw BON had broken through its pivot, and because it was cheaper stock, I thought, oh, I might be able to get 10 cents on this. And I thought, oh, and I was just figuring out where to get in, where I wanted to get in, and if it pulled back, where I should. But I kind of placed my order there, and without thinking, I pushed the buy button because I didn't think it was going to fill straight away. I thought it was going to sit there, but it did fill straight away because it pulled back straight away. I was going to, I probably should have shifted it down to the 234. And now I'm in the trade, and really, I should be getting out. Like, it's not working at all. I thought, no, it'll hold the 9 EMA and push back up, which it kind of did, but it didn't push up for far enough. And that was pretty much it. It rolled over, and I got out as soon as it broke down. Like, I just see the volume's gone out of it now, and it's just, silly trade. Didn't really, and then I'm out. Wasn't a good trade at all, and not one that I was really planning well. I didn't plan that well. I don't know why I pushed the send order button actually, because I was having it there waiting for it to dip and see where the dip went, and then I was going to push the buy button, but I don't know. And that was it. I didn't take any trades after that, although the next stock I watched really that interested me, and I did think about trading, was KWM. And I'm going to play this in double speed. But I had an order ready here at 216, and it so it dipped down to the 20 EMA, and I really thought about getting in on this stock, and it brought back up here, and that was really the entry here. It's probably around 220. And I just didn't push the buy button on this, and it dipped there to 215 for a second. Don't know if I would have got filled off that really, but it was only 64 shares, so quite possibly. But there's a bit of green coming in here. It's a red candle. It goes from red to green, and that was an entry there off the 9 EMA as it was pushing higher. and I'm just letting it go because I don't know why. There was another entry here as it breaks VWAP. I've got to get out of this habit of, there's a level of support here and I want it to come back down and fill me, which is not going to happen. And even if it did do that, then there would be this big massive red candle, which wouldn't look great for the chart anyway. So, it's not really good. I should be getting in here as it breaks these pivots. First green candle to make a new high is here, and that's that entry. Retest of the VWAPs here, on this candle here, retested here, came back down, and get in on that entry. That's also basically off the 9 EMA as well, so that's a decent entry off support. And the volume's gradually inclining, and then if I was in there at that level, then I'm in at 280, and it's pushing up to 425. That's over $1 a share. In the green, and it's trading something that's moving in the right direction and quickly with volume. That's what I need to do, not buying after it's made the move and looking for that pullback. So I was not happy at myself for missing this when I had looked at buying the low off the 20, but I've got to get into the habit of buying in when it's showing strength and moving in the right direction. I fall into the old habits of my counter trend trades, where I'm looking at buying where I think it's going to reverse, looking to get that best price, and I shouldn't. I should be getting in when it's strength, and actually so when you're buying here, you're looking for your trade to resolve straight away in the right direction. If it doesn't resolve straight away in the right direction, then I should be stopping out and getting out and waiting for it to actually, get back in once it is sort of resolving where I want it to. So, yeah, I think I'd walked away from my screen at this point. Anyway, well, that was my morning basically. So I bring out my chart here. Yeah, so 46.39, total loss, 3 trades today, not great, and not good now. My good start to the month on Monday is now turned into a red week, so I've got 2 more days to turn that around and probably look at going forward what I'm going to do, because I think overall there's been some good takeaways over the last few months, and things that I have been doing a bit better, but on the other hand there's definitely things that I am not doing right, and that's getting in at the right time. I often see when I should be getting in, but I'm not taking that next step to buy in at that right time and be confident in that trade to get in sooner, and then I'm waiting too long to get in on the pullback or that sort of thing when the majority of the move's already done. So that's definitely some stuff to work on, and yeah, I think I need to come up with a plan to structure my trades as well, because I'm only meant to be taking 1 trade, and then on a red day I'll take more trades, and then I end up even further red than I should have been. So I've got to work on that discipline and getting that under control and being more clear about my rules around that as well. So yeah, not a great day. Mistakes I could have avoided, revenge trading, late exits, poor discipline and hesitation. It's frustrating, especially knowing better and still letting emotion take over. But this is part of the journey. I've just got to own it and keep showing up. If you're finding these recaps helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. Follow along for daily trade breakdowns and the real ups and downs of this day trading journey. I will see you tomorrow. Hei a popo.